starting with creating the plan of the schedule management. So here, what happens is we are going to establish the policies and documents for planning. So the main benefit of this process is that it guides us on how the schedule will be managed. Please keep in mind that this activity is not done throughout the project. Again, it is done at a very specific time period. We are differentiating all the processes also based on this, right? If you recollect the last class, we are identifying which are done throughout the project and which are done only at specific times, right? So this is one such process which is done only at the beginning of the project, or there are predefined times when this project or when this process is beginning. So first, we know the goal, what to do in this process. Second, we have to know what we need to convert into this goal. And thirdly, what tools we have for this conversion to happen, right? So if you are following this style of learning, I believe all the 49 processes will be a cakewalk to you. So let's jump to the outputs. So this is our goal for this process. We have to create the schedule management plan. Do you all remember the project management plan had so many components, right? It had 10 components in all the 10 knowledge areas. So this is one of the component of that final project management plan. So without the schedule management plan, the project management plan, the overall project management plan cannot be completed. So what does this particular output establish? We will have the project schedule model, that is the critical path method or agile method. We are, when I say we, I consider that we are the project managers. So the project managers can decide whether the scheduling model will be in critical path method or agile method. Why did I say or? Critical path method is usually a traditional method or a waterfall methodology. And agile method, we learned about the rolling wave iterative method and the Kanban method. So those are the agile methods. So we can either choose the project to go in that traditional critical path method, or we can choose whether the project will go in the agile method. Of course, we need prior permission from the project sponsor and all the other stakeholders for this, but that is decided in this schedule management plan. So with this, we will also understand what is the length of the total iteration. Will it be 3 weeks? Will it be 4 weeks? Will it be 5 weeks? If at all we choose agile method. And then the level of accuracy. What do I mean when I say accuracy? We plan something, right? We schedule something that an activity or set of activities has to be completed within, let's say, 12 weeks. So this 12 weeks cannot be an absolute time. We cannot exactly finish the work after the 12th week is finished. So it can be plus or minus 2 days or 3 days. So this 2 days or 3 days, that will be decided in this schedule management plan. So this level of accuracy is also understood here. And then the unit of measure is given, like we'll be doing it in hours or days or weeks. And most importantly, WBS. We are going to use this term a lot in this lesson. WBS, the work breakdown structure. That is also a part of this schedule management plan. And I think that's about it. Let's see what inputs we have. The project charter, of course, we learned about what a project charter is, so I'm skipping it for the sake of time. The project management plan. The project management, I told a few minutes ago that the project management plan is created only after schedule management plan is created. So, but I'm telling that this project management plan is acting as an input for this. All of the project management plan is not used, only the two components, the scope management plan and the development approach. These two components of the project management plan are going to act as inputs, and then the schedule management plan is done. And then the inputs from this are again going to form as the output for creating the project management plan. Enterprise environmental factors, right? We also learned it, internal rules, external rules, just to refresh your mind. And then organizational process assets. What does it mean? All the historical data, the company ideologies, templates, formats, all that is the assets of the organization, and we have to use that as the input. So what tools can be used? Expert consultancy, of course. You just keep in mind that in every tool, expert consultancy can be used. Very, very, very important tool. So if in case this comes in the exam, this should strike your mind. Okay, expert judgment can be one of the tools and techniques. So data analysis, again, an alternative analysis can be done here. You all recollect what an alternative analysis is, right? From the last class. It's like we have 2 or 3 options as solutions. We choose one of those alternatives. And then the meetings, of course. So I think with this said, we are finishing this process. Moving on. Defining activities. Okay, what happens here? As you can see, we are going, deeper and deeper into the project activities, right? So what do I mean by deeper? First, we had the project charter in the very first lesson that we learned. We had project charter created, which comes at a organizational level, strategy level. And this activity, it goes like one step deeper. And finally, we are here to define the activities. So this is one step further down. So we are going deeper and deeper into the project. So let's see what the outputs have. What is our goal with this process? Okay, starting with activity list. This is nothing but the list of the tasks that needs to be done. It has a short task identifying name, and then the detailed description of the task. What is the name of the task? What is the description of the task? Just a simple list, right? So if project is following the traditional methods, this list is going to be live, and new tasks keep getting added as we move on to the end of the project. So, but if the project is agile, these tasks, the iterative method, if you recollect the rolling wave method, you just keep in mind that rolling wave. Okay. So, and next thing is activity attributes. What is this? This is again just a formal identification for a better tracking. Whatever activity that we did, we are going to name it. It could be date wise, it could be team wise, whatever is the organization calling it for. So activity attributes are given at the end of this process. And then the list of milestones. Some of the milestones can be mandatory, some of them are not mandatory. If in case a customer has asked for it, it's going to be a mandatory milestone, right? So if we are choosing these milestones just by the experience of our previous project, then these are just optional milestones. There is no hard and fast rule that these milestones have to be achieved. They have to be achieved as a best practice, but there is no compulsion, right? So those lists are identified and separated. Change requests are updated at the end of this activity. And then project management plan updates. What can we update here? For example, schedule, because we are talking about schedule. So the schedule is baselined after all the activities are finished. Cost can also be finalized after the activity is done. So let's see what inputs we have to get these outputs. Project management plan, of course. And again, what can we use here? Because we are updating the schedule and cost here. So the stage without updation, the same schedule management and the scope, we get it here. And I think enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets are well understood. What do we have as tools? Expert judgment. See, again, repeated. Decomposition is also discussed before. This is just another name for work breakdown structure, how the bigger task is decomposed to smaller tasks. Rolling wave planning. So remember my exceptional drawing skills in the first page, the iterative rolling wave. So this is going to be the tools and techniques, one of the important tools for defining the activities. And finally, the meetings.